Alright, welcome to the third indoor edition of Places to Base. I think if you're familiar with building bases in PlanetSide 2 and Endar, you know exactly where this is going to be already. But, just in case you didn't know, I'm giving you the joy of seeing me drive a Sunderer to it after I drove one off the cliff over there. So, this base is technically at Regent Garrison. And I'm trying to this gap. And it fits. And everyone's all happy and sexual about it. Trying to get this far away from where people can get to it. Anyway, it's not really important. What is important is this base starts at 51%. Now it's at 52. It's been here for a few seconds at least. And that means it will cap out at about 75%. Trying to get it over here because this is actually a pretty bad place to build a base if you don't intend on defending the territories around it. Because I'm pretty sure on both sides it has anti-vehicle base turrets that can see into it. I think they can't see in to destroy the modules, but they can definitely see in enough to blow up a center if it was over there. So let me show you. You see this has a number of natural terrain elements around it, which actually complicates things. But right there's an anti-vehicle base turret, and right there's one. They can most likely see into the base. And over... where's the spawn? Oh, they changed that. That's right. There might be one there. Not sure. I'm actually not certain that there is any there. Let me redeploy and look. So the reason why you don't want anti-vehicle base turrets inside of a base, even if, you own the territory now, that could always change. Or more importantly, an infiltrator could hack those turrets and use it against you. And constructed base turrets always have a disadvantage against raw base turrets, I guess, or base turrets. Because the raw base turret can be repaired after it's destroyed. It doesn't cost any cordium to replace it. Shall we say, constructed base turret, once it's blown up, you have to build it again. Ooh, there's people here.
Spotted a hostile engineer.
Y'all trying to fuck with my base? I think they're redeploying. Well, as I was saying, that's one way to get rid of a problem. There are no anti-vehicle base turrets in range of the base from this direction. So you probably want the Sunder on that wall side to protect you from Regent Garrison. And you can, of course, lose Regent Garrison even if you own this bridge, because you can lose it from Xenotech Labs. That has happened before to a base here where it got surrounded from both sides. And the only way to supply this base is from the bridge. You can't get an ant up this hill. You have to get it over the bridge. Now, with that said, that does make it very difficult for tanks to attack the base, because they're attacking over a bridge. So that's nice. Now, one way to prevent allied anti-vehicle base turrets, or turrets in territory you own, is to go to that base and blow them up. If you blow them up, some random engineer might repair them, and they will eventually repair by themselves. But otherwise, you can check on them every once in a while and make sure they're down so they won't threaten your base. I seem to have lots of friends helping me out, which is cool. Now, to make this base and put the skywall shield where it is, with this limited space, and it has to be there or else the base is not covered, I put the structure shield module here and the auto turret module here, covering this specific turret at this specific wall. Oh, while I double layering the walls. Wow. And I repeated the same thing over here. I put the structure shield there and an auto turret module there. So I'm using all modules. There's one repair module here, one there, skywall shield, both turrets. I'm using everything I can to make this base possible. Oftentimes, I can get away with a base in a more environmentally friendly location, so I would say. I got up against a mountain with using only one or two repair modules and only one structure shield, one auto turret module. And everything's still in a good enough spot. Here, I'm having the problem that I needed to put the skywall shield there, else this base is just not viable. It has to be in the center. So I have to use all the modules, which the reason why this is relevant to the base is, one, it costs cordium to build those modules, but more importantly, it takes upkeep, it takes cordium to supply these modules. If you have less modules, your base will be more efficient. You'll need less resources. And because of that, this base is going to need pretty frequent supplies, because it's consuming about twice as much cordium as a base that I make normally would. So that is important. So let's go over our checklist. Is it in range of anti-vehicle base turrets? Yes, it is. Hopefully we own that base. If we don't, we're screwed. Secondly, can tanks get in? They can, but there's anti-vehicle base turret, and they have to come over through bridges. So they cannot do so easily. And how well protected is this from infantry ingress? I would say it is very well protected because of the bridges. Now, if a Sunder gets through those bridges, you're going to have a hard time uprooting it, especially if there's people defending the Sunder, because it can get around here. I don't know how it's going to get through there, but it probably can. That's actually not my wall, so if you're only one person building this, it can definitely get through over there. And there are a number of places where infantry can run in the walls, but infantry getting into a base, I find, isn't really that big a deal as long as you're defending it. It's if they can shoot into the base without you being able to retaliate. And that is difficult here. All these shooting places are too far for infantry to do it. And all the modules are fairly well protected from outside attack. They pretty much have to get in to blow most of these modules. Now over here, this is a bit of a doozy, because now he put these here intentionally. He knew. My friends knew, because that's my wall. These are my friends' walls. Friends, quote. Where a Sunder could deploy here, and they can run up and get in this way. And they will get shot at by a turret. I don't think that one shoots at infantry, actually. So this might be a base where you probably want to put the anti-vehicle turrets in a second layer outside the walls, and put the anti-infantry turrets inside the walls. Only that side is covered, of course. That side is at the most threat due to the base turrets there. So maybe I should have put that there and put the infantry turret there, because there's no base turret over there. Now there's no base turret over there, you probably want the anti-infantry turret over there. What the fuck is he doing? Anyway. But because this base is the greatest threat, that is why you probably want the anti-vehicle turret here. However, this base is usually, because of the direction I have placed this hive, is from this warp gate. This base is the one that is most frequently taken by the enemy. That's why I put the anti-vehicle base turret on that side in the anticipation of tank attack. And this one, because, well, It's probably where people are going to try and sneak around.
Stop shooting! Same team! You're hitting PR!
Kids. Anyway. So that's why that is. And as I said before, there's a lot of natural cover around here, so as far as a flat area base, isn't too bad. Isn't too bad.
Ammunition here.
Friendly fire!
Taking fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these guys, but that's this video. This base is a pretty good spot in terms of contesting the flow of the battle. So it makes it. This is more of a roadblock base than anything. It does have good efficiency. I mean, if you own this warp gate or this warp gate, it's going to have pretty good efficiency, but you're not going to get this base with the north warp gate. That kind of sucks. All of that said, it is a hotly contested location. Isn't all that defensible because of the base threats. If you lose that base, Regent Garrison, you lose this base. There's no question. Or if that base gets attacked and you don't own Xenotech Labs and they can just flood tanks in, you're gonna have a hard time. But of course, if a base gets flooded with tanks, of course you're gonna have a hard time. Pretty obvious. So that is the Regent Rock Garrison, places to base. That sentence didn't make too much sense, but whatever. We're closing the video now. Have fun.